Okay.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, I was checking my notes there for a second. Welcome. I am Ricky from Once a Month Meals, and today we are joined by Kate.
Hi, guys.
Kate is our registered dietitian at Once a Month Meals. In case you weren't aware, yes, we do have a registered dietitian on staff. She has a ton of knowledge, great value to add to our team in terms of helping our members with lots of their questions, etc. So, Kate, tell us a little bit about your job and about what we're talking about today.
Okay, so in general, my job is really to curate all of our different meal plans for our members and then work with our members to make sure that they really have what they need. So I do lots of stuff with our different specialty diets, including AIP or Autoimmune Protocol, which is what we're talking about today. That's the meal plan that we're working on.
So tell me a little bit about why would someone use an autoimmune protocol? Like, kind of what is that? I know we hear a lot about, like, it's a buzzword, right? AIP, diet, whatever. So can you tell us a little bit about what that is?
Yep, so it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's a protocol or like a diet, a way of eating that really is mostly for autoimmune diseases, and specifically it's geared at reducing inflammation.
Gotcha.
So the idea is that somebody following the diet is going to eat lots of like healthy, nutrient-dense foods, and then they're going to pull back on foods that are potentially inflammatory.
Gotcha. So what kind of foods? What like we're going to be cooking the AIP. Make one, freeze one for you guys today, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. But are there big no-nos or big kind of things that we should stay away from when we're doing AIP? Like, I know keto is a very low carb, so like what would be kind of the big standout points for AIP?
Yeah, so the list is a little bit longer and it's kind of complicated. In general, the first thing I would say is that it's a specialized form of paleo. So if you're familiar with paleo, it's going to be grain-free, dairy-free, no refined sugars, no like beans, legumes, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And then in addition to that, there's like a handful of other things. So they also avoid nightshade vegetables, which is like your tomatoes, eggplants, that kind of thing. No eggs, no nuts or seeds, no spices that are derived from seeds. So like mustard seed or peppercorn, that kind of thing. And then alternative sweeteners are generally no.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. That's good information, because I also don't know a ton about kind of the specialty diets, a lot of them on our site. But actually, they will put up, they will go ahead in the comments and put up, we have a link on our Once a Month Meal site that will tell you a little bit more detailed information about what Autoimmune Protocol is. It looks like we're getting some people who are joining us. Hi, Pat. So good to see you today. So glad that you're here with us. So yeah, you guys, we're making the AIP Make One, Freeze One. Now, if you haven't joined us before, I'll just kind of quickly explain what these are. The Make One, Freeze One is meant for people who are brand new to freezer cooking, or maybe just don't have a lot of experience in that area. Maybe you haven't had a lot of luck with it. So we just are taking you into these kind of little baby steps into what freezer cooking could be and how it can change your mealtime. So each meal that we're going to make yields 2 meals for whatever, that you can choose 2, 4, or 6 servings. When you go to our site, try it now, onceamonthmeals.com/tryitnow is where you'll get this menu. That'll also be in the comments. And so you can choose the number of servings that works for your family, and then it's going to yield 2 meals, one for that night and then one for you to freeze to use for a night where you don't have a lot of time or a lot of energy and you just need a quick meal. So the first recipe I've actually already cooked. Now this is the asparagus and salmon bowl. I'm going to try to tip this so you guys can see it without spilling it out. It really does look delicious. I was telling Kate before it started, I was looking at the recipe and I was like, I don't know what I'll think about that. But as I was cooking and when it was done, I was like, this looks delicious. My family would definitely eat this. So this is a super healthy recipe. It just has salmon, asparagus, some cauliflower rice. It has a little bit of balsamic vinegar in there. Really good. So that one's already done. So what I would do then is half of this I would serve to my family tonight. The other half I'm going to put in my freezer bag with the label, and I'm going to put it away for another night. So then the next one we're going to start on, and Kate's going to go ahead and start on this. I've already done some of these, and this is the crispy coconut crusted chicken. So what she's doing is she's just kind of dredging the chicken tenders into some coconut oil here, and then putting them into a coconut flour, shredded coconut kind of mixture. It has a little cilantro in there. And then we're just going to crisp them up really quick into get them a little brown, whatever shade of brown you like. You know, if you like them a little bit more done. Some people like their coconut really toasted. Some people don't. So I kind of have both shown here. And then we're going to do these, and it calls for like 2 minutes on each side. So 2 minutes, turn them over, and then we're going to do another 2 minutes. And then we're going to put them on the cookie sheet, and then we're going to put them in the oven. So anybody else joining us today, or does anybody have questions about make one, freeze one, or AIP? Let's see, Deb says, can you substitute a different fish? Not a fan of salmon. Yes, you can. So we actually were talking about this also beforehand. One of the things I was asking is shrimp in AIP, like can you eat shrimp on AIP? Yes, you can. So you could substitute shrimp or another tuna. Maybe if you are a fan of tuna, you could do that in this one. But also with these coconut crusted chicken tenders, I was thinking like this is like the perfect recipe for shrimp. It gives you that like Jamaican coconut shrimp. Like I know that's an appetizer in a lot of places. Yeah. I love it. So that would also be really great if you're interested in substituting those out. We always try to make a point to really tell people, make these recipes your own. As long as you stick with the base recipe, you're good. So if the recipe calls for a spice that maybe you're not a fan of, go ahead and either leave it out or switch it out. And I've said many times here, my family has an allergy to garlic and onion. So if a recipe calls for that, I just omit it. Sometimes I add in a little extra of something else. So if it calls maybe for celery too, I might bulk up the celery a little bit more to make up for the volume that the onion would take or something. But other than that, it's really just not a big deal. You want to be happy with the recipes that you're making, right?
Right, absolutely.
So, and if you ever have a question, if you're making something from once a month meals and you have a question like someone just asked, you know, could we sub out shrimp? Is that still AIP appropriate? You can always come into our customer engagement, the little orange tab on the bottom right of your screen, and you can ask our customer engagement and they can help you. If they don't know the answer, they'll get with Kate and get you that answer and they'll get back with you. Yeah. Any additional questions? These are looking really good and it smells terrific in here, you guys.
I think these are good to go.
Yeah. So we're just going to put those on the sheet. And then how long are we supposed to bake these?
Let's see. We bake them at 350 for 25 minutes.
25 minutes. I already have the oven preheated to 350. So we're going to go ahead and open this up and just stick them in. Put them in. So you guys, that would be recipe number 2, which is for Thursday night. So Thursday night, I would make this whole recipe, serve half that night to my family. It's getting a little smoky in here from the coconut oil. And then the other half, I would, again, freeze for a night when time is short. So now we're moving on to what we would be serving on Friday. So what is this recipe, Kate?
This is the Paleo bacon and Brussels sprout hash.
Okay, are you guys a fan of Brussels sprouts? That's the main question. I will tell you, I did not used to be a fan of Brussels sprouts, but I have actually, as an adult, really learned to love them because there are so many different ways that you can cook them. And like this one, I honestly think anything with bacon is better. So right now, what are you putting in there?
So olive oil and then a little bit of bacon grease as well.
Right. So initially, this recipe calls for cooking your bacon in the pan here and crisping it up to use for bacon crumbles. So the grease would already be in there. The bacon grease would already be in there. But I actually went ahead and made the bacon earlier to save time while we're on camera. So that's why we just saved the bacon grease and are using it now. Yes. So tell us what you're adding in there. Love them. Oh, Elena says she loves them if they're crispy. Yes, I like really crisp Brussels sprouts too. A lot of times you can go to a restaurant and the appetizer are those too. I also love that.
Yep. And the great thing about this recipe is you can kind of cook to your taste. So if you like them more crispy, you can cook them a couple extra minutes, kind of get that finish on them.
Love that.
So the Brussels sprouts and the cauliflower are already chopped. So now that the oil is heated, we're just going to put those in and saute for 4 to 5 minutes.
Okay. Oh, I love it when you hear the sizzle like that. So I did want to remind you guys, if you're just joining us, we're making the Autoimmune Protocol Make One, Freeze One menu. You can get that by going to onceamonthmeals.com/tryitnow. You can get that menu, or if Autoimmune Protocol is not your thing, we have tons of other varieties. You can ask me with traditional, keto, paleo, gluten-free, dairy-free, real foods. I mean, you name it, we have it, guys, seriously. So you can go there, choose one of those recipes, or choose one of those meal plans. You'll get 3 different recipes, and each one of those is meant for you to make on a night for dinner, make all 2 meals, and then go ahead and save the other meal, the half that portion, for a night when time is short. And this is Kate. We already introduced her in the beginning. She's our registered dietitian at Once a Month Meals. And so she was just telling us a little bit about Autoimmune Protocol. And again, there should be a link in the comments for you guys to a more detailed explanation about what that is, what that diet is. So we're just saw here, and it looks like they're cooking up pretty quick.
They are. I've got the heat like medium high at this point.
My kids were like, what are Brussels sprouts? Like one day when we were eating them, and I was like, little cabbages.
Like, have you ever bought them on the stalk and showed
I have
your kids?
seen them, but I have not purchased them.
They look really cool.
Yeah. It almost looks like the Jingle Bell sticks, you know, like
it
does. Any other questions? Or if you're just here joining us, we would love to hear your name, where you're joining us from, and make sure you indicate if this is your first time in the comments, because we'd love to welcome new people. Also, if you're watching this later, and you'll know because you won't see the red live tab, put #replay in the comments, because we love it when we can come back and see who's been watching later, and also answer any questions later that come up. All right, so these are getting pretty well sauteed. All right, so what is our next step?
So the only other thing we have to do is add in the bacon that you already cooked and chopped up,
yes,
as well as some dried thyme and a little bit of balsamic, and that is it. And then
that is it. And then, so like, how would you serve this, do you think, Kate? Like just on its own, kind of like a stir fry, or would this be? This could even be like a good Thanksgiving side dish or something.
It definitely could. I think you could use it as a main dish. There's a ton of like bulk and fiber in there with the vegetables. You've got some fat from the bacon. You also could add, if you wanted some more heft, you could add another meat, on the side.
Oh,
you
yeah.
could have a meat and then this as your like kind of bulky
Oh,
side.
yeah.
I think it would be great on its own though too. I would eat it.
Oh, I totally would eat it on its own. Like stir-fried vegetables is one of my favorites, and you get bacon in this. So Pat says, I love learning new things from you ladies each week. Oh, thank you, Pat. Yes. We love being with you guys and helping you guys to meal plan. And so the reason that we do these make one, freeze one, and give you guys these little baby steps into freezer cooking is because we know that sometimes the whole thought of it can be a little bit overwhelming. But it's like, hey, I still want to serve my family a really healthy meal, and I want to do meal planning, but I just can't wrap my head around it. And so that's why we've developed these, small little meal plans, these 3 recipe meal plans, so that you guys don't get overwhelmed, so that you have some quick wins and you can see how easy this is to do, and that you can really make freezer cooking work for your family.
Yep.
Every day I'm talking to people, and I think people a lot of times don't understand what we do, Kate, in terms of like freezer cooking. What is that? And once I kind of explain it to them, it's kind of cool to see like them open up and be like, oh my gosh, like I think I could do that. Looks like we have another comment. Elena said, got my 8-week-old on my lap. Oh, love Once a Month Meals. Oh, she's an affiliate. Well, welcome, Elena. Thank you so much. Yes, we do. We also really love helping these. Oh, this looks so
really good.
delicious. You guys, I'm going to try again and tip this up and see. You guys see how green and delicious that looks? I mean, just really good. So yes, definitely this would be an awesome main dish. Or if I really think that I might actually take this to Thanksgiving as a side dish, because I really can, side dish can be a little carb heavy sometimes. So sometimes it's nice to offer a different side that can be not so carb heavy, that's a little bit more healthy. But they're all going to eat it anyway because it has bacon.
Yeah.
So
really good fall flavors in there too, I think.
Yes. I'm going to push this up here so that it doesn't, you guys don't keep hearing that. So yeah, don't forget, go to onceamonthmeals.com/tryitnow. You can choose any of our make one, freeze one menus. And if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments, or you can go to onceamonthmeals.com and check in with our customer engagement, that little chat icon in the bottom right, and we would be glad to help you. You guys, we're so glad that you've been here with us today. Thanks, Kate, for being here. Yeah, we're so excited. So hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to join us back here next Wednesday, and we will see you then. Bye. Bye.